Welcome to the real world. We are about to break down some of the real news in the real world. So this week, Star Wars announced The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh!
Movie. It's
in theaters.
Supposedly replacing season 4.
Okay,
It's going to shoot late this year. So, they're ready to go.
Okay. This
So
is an interesting direction for a TV show to go. Now, it's not unheard of. A lot of TV shows go from their piddled off couple other seasons into a movie.
True.
That's what Clone Wars did. That's what Firefly did. Yeah. It's worked out pretty well so far.
Yeah, it has. So I'm wondering, though,
is this how
they wrap it up?
Right. This, to me, spells bad news for season 4. I think that it's unlikely that we'll get a season 4.
Right. But I'm okay because they've set this up so well in these first 2 seasons. I got the steelbooks for Christmas. Been rewatching them. They've set up the world so well.
Yeah. And
this era between episode 6 and 7, introducing these characters that people are just crazy about. Sure. I mean, Grogu's the highest selling toy ever.
Right, of course.
So doing that, I think, is smart. Taking it into a movie, then you don't only have this movie, which is going to be directed by Jon Favreau, who created the show.
Right.
You also have Dave Filoni, who's worked very closely with him on the show, doing his own movie.
Yeah.
Which is in the same era. Mm-hmm. And I think this could end up being a trilogy. We could end up getting Mandalorian and Grogu, Dave Filoni's movie, and then another movie. Maybe they co-direct it. I don't know.
Right. Interesting.
And then it's that's the big finale that leads into episode 7.
I can definitely see that happening. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Do we know if this is coming up before Filoni's movie?
Well, it's shooting before Filoni's movie, so I assume it would come out first.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think everything that Favreau was writing for season 4, he was like, this is a movie. Mm-hmm. As he was writing, he was just like, let's just make this a movie.
Sure.
Dave's got his movie with the Ahsoka, which they've confirmed is getting a season 2.
Of course.
So that's obviously going to help lead in as well.
Right.
You got the Skeleton Crew coming out later this year, which is another show taking place in the same era.
Right.
So I think all of it, they've just now brought it together and said, you know what, we just need to do 3 movies and our story's over.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be good. All right, so next up is Star Trek.
Oh, okay. So away from the wars into the track.
Exactly.
Out of the bin into the fire.
So they confirmed Star Trek 4 is still in development of the new series with Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto.
Oh, really?
They're still developing that movie.
That's been in development
which will be the final film in the series.
I'm surprised they're still
with
doing
that cast.
Yeah.
But
at this point, it's been,
it's been years.
It's been so long.
It's been almost a decade.
Yeah.
So since Beyond came out in 2016. But not only are they doing that, Todd Haynes, the guy that directed many episodes of Andor, Star Wars series, Andor.
Yeah.
He is going to direct a prequel set in the same timeline, the Kelvin timeline, from the 2009 reboot. Yes. He's going to do a prequel.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Now, is this a prequel that'll involve
Chris Hemsworth?
That's what I was going to say.
I hope so. Because JJ's original idea, J.J. Abrams had an idea for Star Trek 4 that was Hemsworth meeting Pine. It's like a time travel
That's
story.
Right, I heard about that.
Father-son kind of team up.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is that, if they convinced him to come back and do it, or what.
It's a cool idea.
I don't know. So, very interesting.
I mean, if Andor's any indication, Andor was great, so...
Oh, yeah, his episodes of Andor were excellent, for sure. So
I can definitely see him doing Star Trek. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting. Also, Paul Thomas Anderson,
PTA
director, has cast his next film.
Uh-oh.
You got Leonardo DiCaprio.
Of course.
You got Sean Penn.
Okay.
And you got Regina Hall.
Interesting.
So, interesting cast. We don't know any details on the plot, but it's obviously a very talented director. He's been directing for many years. There Will Be Blood is just fantastic.
Of course.
What a great film.
Yeah.
So, very interested to see what that ends up being, if it'll be another period piece. He tends to like those, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Other bit of news, Tom Cruise signed a deal with Warner Brothers.
Okay.
An exclusive deal where he will make films with them, original films and franchise films that he will both produce and star in.
Really?
Yes. So 2024.
That didn't work out well the first time with the Dark Universe. So I'm surprised he's going at it again.
Well, that was Universal.
Okay.
This is Warner Brothers.
All right.
But they haven't announced here's our franchise, but they're developing stuff. So of course, fans instantly go, it's Warner Brothers, so they're like, DC, who's he going to play? What superhero is he going to be? Is he going to be Hal Jordan? Because Maverick is basically Hal Jordan.
He is, the same character.
So it would be it would be kind of cool to see him show up as that character somewhere in James Gunn's new DCU.
Yeah, that's possible.
They're doing a Lantern series.
Right. I just don't think that's the direction they'll be going.
I don't think so either.
Just because it's Warner Brothers doesn't make it a DC thing.
Exactly. So yeah, curious to see where that goes. One of our favorites, Willem Dafoe, got a start in the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week.
Really? That's great.
Yeah, and he was in the Criterion Closet. So
wow,
he did both in 1 week. Yeah, he's having a busy week.
What a fun guy.
And speaking of Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal was there at the star ceremony.
Really?
Yeah, he gave a speech. I guess they're good buddies.
That's cool.
Talked about how he saw Platoon when he was a little kid. And, made him cry. So
awesome.
Very happy for Mr. Dafoe. It's well deserved. Great actor. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite role of his?
Of Willem Dafoe, it's easy to say Green Goblin.
Yeah, that's what we grew up on.
Honestly, he's great in stuff like Life Aquatic. I think he's really good in that.
Yeah.
I think he's really good in The Lighthouse. Is one of his best performances that I've seen.
Crazy.
He's in so much. Personally, my favorite Willem Dafoe role is from Streets of Fire. He plays the greaser villain character.
Absolutely great.
And
deep cut.
Yeah, he's a great villain in that movie. Super young. It's one of his first roles.
Right. Yeah,
really good.
That was a good one. Yeah, good pick. And then last but not least, finally, stunt teams are getting some recognition.
Really?
Yeah.
An Oscar category.
Not an Oscar category. Maybe, hopefully. They haven't announced the nominees yet.
We've been begging for an Oscar category for stunts and choreography.
There's good mojo here.
Okay.
Because Screen Actors Guild has created a category for stunt actors. Yeah.
Really?
Screen Actors Guild Awards is giving an award for outstanding achievement in stunts. So that's big. And I forget who it was, but recently another group did the same thing. And it was kind of a big deal. Yeah, it is. Honestly, I don't see why they haven't.
It's such a massive part of Hollywood.
A massive part
of just
film
history.
Yeah, just totally.
I mean, there are movies dedicated to that. Yep. The action genre, the kung fu genre, John Wick has kind of changed the realm in terms of that. Taking stunt choreographers and putting them in the director's seat and seeing what they do. Yeah, I mean, stunts are everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. One other thing I wanted to mention, I just remember as we were talking, Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, which we're big fans of.
Okay, yeah.
They had Justin Lynn on their podcast.
Really? That's cool.
And he talked. They do these commentaries,
right?
And they did one with Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, which is his first, Fast and Furious movie. He went on to do the 4th and 5th and 6th ones, and then came back for the 9th one.
Of course.
He was going to come back for the 10th one. Mm-hmm. He was signed on. They were in pre-production, and then all of a sudden, he's out.
What? Yeah, do we know what happened with that?
They talked all about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He didn't go into detail. Because
of course, as much detail as you can.
I'm sure there's a lot of ego involved.
Of course.
With certain cast members and producers and things like that.
I bet.
But it was a really good conversation. If you're a Fast and Furious fan, it's a must listen.
Cool.
Excellent job. It was just fun, getting to kind of hear his thoughts on the movie and then on the behind the scenes stuff and all that. So, he said there's nothing but love. He's everyone involved. They're on good terms.
Of course,
they're on good terms. He's always there for them whenever they need him.
They're a family.
They're a family. He's like, he talked about that. He's like, people joke about it, but it's totally true. Like our kids grew up together. Like Uncle Vin, as my kids call him Uncle Vin.
I love it.
And all that. So pretty cool stuff. So yeah, they did some great. Chad Stahelski, who we were just talking about, John Wick director, did a commentary on John Wick 4 with him as well. So definitely check those out if you're a movie fanatic.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot out of it for sure. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers. We're at 389. We're almost at 400.
Wow.
We are so close to 400 subscribers, which is big.
That's awesome.
And then we'll hit 500, and then, of course, the goal for the year is 1,000. That's really what we want to do this year, is hit 1,000 subscribers. So keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep watching.
Yeah.
Sharing with your friends is huge. Sharing it on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on all of those platforms. So all those links are in the description. We're both on Letterboxd as well, so they can check us out there. If you're a movie fan, you're in the right place. This is where we talk all about physical media. I just did a Christmas haul video. All my big Christmas Blu-rays and 4Ks I covered on that. We're now doing podcasts from the theater, which is really cool. Local theater here has teamed up with us, and we did a video for them. Yeah. We're doing podcasts there. So thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you got some cool info. We want to know your reaction to all this news in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified of all our videos, and we'll see you next time right here on The Real World.